Good morning, everybody. Day 2. It's moving day today here on Clarks Hill. We're sitting in 34th. We had 13, 14 yesterday. Need to go up a little bit today to get inside that top 10. But we're ready to go. Sun's coming up. We got Laker over there doing Laker things, media stuff. And then you got Nordby, Byron. You ready to get after it today?
Oh yeah.
There you go. And then you got Marshall, the Hammer Robinson right here, walking up. His boat's right next to me. We're ready to go. We're fired up. Let's go get him.
Isn't digging as hard. Okay. One. Right in the middle of that sucker. Look at that humpback. In the heart of that laydown. Ladies.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Hold that. That's an out. Marshall was here. Come home.
That's my big one right there.
Andrew Banky. Andrew's from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. He is a firefighter. Got a firefighter and a police officer who are joining us here on this top 150. We got 13-14 yesterday, 10-10 today, 24-8, Andrew. A little tough today.
Yeah, a little bit tougher. I couldn't get that big bite like I had yesterday, so I don't know. I think I'm going to be sweating it out to even see if I'm even close to making this
You got
one.
it.
I had a lot of fun out here, though. I caught a pile of fish. It's a great place. This place is beautiful.
It is.
Thanks to all my family and friends, all my sponsors, of course. And see you, hopefully, tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Good luck to you, sir.
Well, guys, that's a wrap for day 2 on Clarks Hill. Not the finish that I wanted. You know, after the first day, had a pretty good day. You know, sitting in 34th place. Just needed to basically catch what I caught the first day to guarantee my spot into the cut. And I had the bites to do it, and I just couldn't capitalize on it. Don't really know what happened. I had one fish jump off at the trolling motor from about 40 foot. Comes straight up and just skyrocketed. Jig came flying out of its mouth. So nothing you can do about that one. And then the other one just came off in a brush pile. Didn't get tangled up in the brush. I set the hook on her good. And it was on a shaky head. Hook popped out. I mean, I had her on, and she must have just had the bait funny, but that's fishing. You know, it happens. We're putting it behind us, and we're on to the next one. But I just thought I'd break down a couple of my combo setups that played for me this week. I'll start out with the big one, the one that I caught my 5.5 on right away in the morning. It is a JB3 Rifleman. This is a 7'2" medium. It's a medium heavy moderate action cranking rod. So as you can see, there's a little bit of tip there. But I was throwing it on a 12-pound test, 6.3 gear ratio reel, and it was a Strike King 3XD. And as you can tell, this thing is pretty beat up. It caught a lot of fish this week. My 2 biggest fish for the week came on this, and just fishing around shallow flats with rocky humps, rocky points. Basically, I threw this thing pretty much everywhere and got bits. Caught a lot of spotted bass this week on it. So that was one of the setups that I played. That played pretty well. Another one, which is really no surprise because, you know, forward-facing sonar, fishing on brush piles, was a Megabass Vision 110 on a JV3 Action Jackson. This is a 6'10" medium heavy, moderate fast action, and I had it on 12-pound line. You know, the brush pile that I was fishing wasn't the deepest. It was in about, I forget, it's been a little bit, but I think it was like 12 foot. So this would just get down right on top of it. And like as I said before, same with that cranking rod, this thing's got a lot of tip. So, but it also has a pretty good backbone, so you can throw these things a lot further, and you'll keep them pegged. Just play them out. Just don't yank them too hard. You know, you're playing with treble hooks. And that was on a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. So that thing played a lot. I caught a lot of fish on a jerkbait throughout practice and in the tournament. And then another setup that was a tried and true, and you saw a lot of other anglers do really well on this bait, was, no surprise, fish go shallow in spring. They bite this thing. It's the jackhammer. 3/8 ounce. I got a missile bait spunk shad on the back of that, just a white one. The action that this little thing gives on the back of this is awesome. It's a really tight action. It's not a really big, wide wobble like, you know, like a paddle tail swim bait will give. This to me is way more bait fishy, and it gives the freedom of this bait to do whatever. One of the nice parts about a jackhammer is that it wanders. It doesn't track straight. It'll dart and dive. And it's the same concept as like a wiggle wart. Like, it doesn't run true. It runs from side to side, very erratic. And yeah, I was throwing this thing around laydowns, fishing around shallow stumps, that kind of stuff on flats, and getting them in practice. I caught a couple in the tournament on it, but it wasn't as big a player for me as it was for some. But then one of the patterns that I got into in practice that really never played out for me in the tournament was flipping a jig around laydowns. So I got right there, this is a 1/2 ounce green pumpkin missile flipping jig with the crawfather on the back. And what I did is I dipped the tails, or didn't dip them, I got a chartreuse marker that I used. You can't really see it anymore, but used a chartreuse marker on the tails just to give it a little more action, a little more color, just kind of break it up. The water was pretty dirty. I threw black and blue in practice. I was able to get a couple bites, but they just stopped biting it in the tournament. And I literally tied this on. I took the time, markered up the tails, and it was the first laydown that I flipped into, and I caught a fish. So I just kept that on there. I threw it around a little bit more. It played way more in practice than it did for me in the tournament. But yeah, it was just a key setup that I had. This is an 8.1 to 1 gear ratio reel on the JV3 Outlaw. This is a heavy, extra fast 7.3. This is my go-to flipping, whether it's soft plastics, jigs, skipping docks. Like this rod right here is a workhorse. I also threw a mag draft on this rod too, just on a slower reel, 20-pound line. That's what's on here, 20-pound line. But yeah, there was a couple other things that played. A wacky worm around docks. I threw that around quite a bit. And the cool part about the live sonar with the Garmin's that I'm running, the forward-facing sonar that I'm using, is I could eliminate a lot of time covering docks. I could find the ones that had brush or had fish. You just scan underneath it. Once in a while, you'd see them up underneath the floats, or you'd see them around the brush pile. If you saw fish, I'd spend a little more time. Otherwise, I'd make a couple skips, because sometimes they do get tucked up, or they're just coming and going. So as soon as you look, you don't see them. Still make a couple skips underneath them, but just try to make it a little bit quicker. But yeah, those were my main setups for Clarks Hill. So now I am going to be home for a little bit. I'm basically home till the middle of this week. This is right before Redcrest. I will be heading to Redcrest. I will be in the booth with Sven Smash Fishing with my girlfriend and her friend Spencer, help promoting their brand. So really excited about that. And yeah, if you see me there, stop by, say hi. You know, I'm always happy to meet you guys. Yeah. It hasn't been the greatest start to the season so far. 2 pretty tough events. I finished up this one in 70th place. You know, improvements from Florida, that's for sure. You really can't complain too much. You know, when you get the bites, you're in the areas to do fairly well, at least make the cut. I did what I tried to do, and I just couldn't execute. So, as I said before, we're moving past it. Next event is Eufaula, Oklahoma. That one is going to be a fun one. Just like I said for this one, like, I have fun at all of them. You know, I mean, just traveling around the country, so blessed to be able to do this and just have fun with it. All the guys that I travel with are absolutely amazing. We have so much fun out on the road. Head over and follow, if you haven't already, head over and follow Andrew Nordby with Fishing with Nordby's page and Laker Howell's YouTube page. Those guys are putting out content. It's good stuff, a lot of tournament footage. And yeah, like I said, looking forward to heading south to Oklahoma for the next Major League Fishing Invitational in the middle of April. We got a lot more coming. I'll do more tackle breakdowns. I'll have a little bit more time home to put out some more content, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you down the road.